They said he was just an interim. They said the job was too big. Michael Carrick walked back into Old Trafford with ghosts following him. The ghosts of Mourinho, Solskjaer, Ten Hag, and Amorim. Managers who arrived with ideas and left with excuses. In 90 minutes against Manchester City, Carrick didn't just win a football match. He made those ghosts irrelevant. This is not a story about a new manager bounce. This is a story about why Manchester United destroys reputations, and why Michael Carrick might be the first man in a decade who actually understands the club.
I came here to be the manager of Manchester United, not to be the coach of Manchester United. And that is clear. I know that my name is not Tuchel, is not Conte, is not Mourinho, but I'm the manager of Manchester United. And it's going to be like this for 18 months, or when the board decided to change.
The board wanted time. They wanted stability. They wanted a placeholder. Instead, they may have found him. Manchester United has become football's most unforgiving environment. A place where elite managers arrive with world-class reputations and leave questioning their own identity. Mourinho came with control and confrontation. Solskjaer came with emotion and nostalgia. Ten Hag came with structure and ideology. Amorim came with conviction and a system he refused to abandon. And every single one of them hit the same wall. A dysfunctional board, conflicting visions, a squad built by multiple philosophies, a club that demands success without providing clarity. United became a graveyard, a black hole where tactical ideas collapsed under political pressure. So when Michael Carrick was announced as interim, nobody dreamed. They shrugged. Safe hands, familiar face, someone to steady the ship until the real manager arrived. But Carrick didn't arrive to babysit chaos. He arrived to restore order. From the very first match, something felt different. Not louder, not emotional, not dramatic, just calmer. Carrick didn't rip everything up. He didn't impose a manifesto. He did something far more dangerous. He simplified. Against Manchester City, Carrick showed his hand quietly. He reverted to a back four. He gave players roles that made sense. He trusted intelligence over instruction. Kobbie Mainoo wasn't asked to dominate the ball. He was given a mission. Disrupt Rodri. Close space. Kill rhythm. It wasn't flashy. It was surgical. United didn't chase City. They waited. They stayed compact. They chose their moments. And when the moment came, they struck. That night wasn't about possession. It was about control. Carrick understood something others missed. You don't beat elite teams by copying them. You beat them by denying them comfort. That was the first sign this wasn't a bounce. This was a blueprint. Then came Arsenal. Then Fulham. Different opponents. Different challenges. Same idea. Carrick's philosophy revealed itself not in formation, but in behavior. This is an aggressive Manchester United. Not reckless, not chaotic, but assertive. United move forward with intent. Every pass has purpose. Every substitution sends a message. Against Arsenal, when a defender went down injured, Carrick didn't protect the draw. He brought on Benjamin Šeško. That decision alone told you everything. This was not an interim protecting his CV. This was a manager trying to win. What truly separates Carrick is how he positions players. Under previous managers, United's attackers were isolated, wide, disconnected, forced into individual brilliance. Carrick changed the geometry. Players are higher, closer together, closer to goal. Ahmad isn't hugging the touchline. He's central, between the lines, dangerous. Bruno isn't chasing everything. He's orchestrating. Midfielders don't stand in straight lines. They rotate. They overlap. They confuse markers. Against Fulham, Cunha, Mbeumo, and Bruno drifted constantly, swapping zones, dragging defenders out of shape. Man marking became impossible. Defensive structure collapsed. This wasn't chaos. This was controlled fluidity. And then there's the spacing. Carrick stretches the pitch with width. Fullbacks high, wingers wide, runners in behind. Not for crosses, but to create space in the middle, because that's where Carrick wants to hurt you. The moment defenders spread wide, pockets appear. Casemiro steps into space. Bruno finds angles. Mo and Cunha express themselves. United aren't forcing play. They're inviting pressure and then breaking it. This is a team built to transition quickly, defend aggressively, and attack decisively. Defensively, the transformation has been just as telling. United no longer defend desperately. They defend deliberately. The backline stays compact. The midfield shields intelligently. Pressing is triggered. not emotional. Clean sheets didn't come from luck. They came from clarity. Players know where to be. They trust the man next to them. That belief shows late in games, when substitutes come on and change matches. Under Carrick, substitutes don't exist to waste time. They exist to win games. Late goals against Arsenal. Late goals against Fulham. That's not coincidence. That's management. But perhaps the most important change hasn't been tactical. It's psychological. Carrick doesn't overpromise. He doesn't deflect responsibility. He doesn't hide behind excuses. In press conferences, he's grounded. Wins are celebrated. Weaknesses are acknowledged. Players feel trusted, even when rotated, even when benched. Mbeumo, Cunha, Shishko. They stay ready because they believe they'll be used correctly. That belief spreads. Intensity doesn't drop after 60 minutes. United don't panic under pressure. They stay patient. For the first time in years, this team looks coached, not managed by mood swings.
And we're really working. I mean, we always done, but it's always, bits by bits, and it just came together. Especially off the ball, we can see the work hard, the work rate from everyone, and it's benefiting us with the ball and off the ball, and in the end also with the results.
And now the board faces a problem. They planned for summer. They planned for a big name. They planned for headlines. But how do you justify tearing this down? How do you explain spending millions on a new manager when the current one is delivering results, identity, and belief with the same squad? Carrick wasn't supposed to raise questions. He was supposed to buy time. Instead, he's exposed the real issue. Because if this works, then maybe the problem was never intelligence. Maybe it was interference. And that question lingers. Michael Carrick is not the chosen one because he wins games. He's the chosen one because he understands Manchester United. Not as a brand, not as a political battlefield, but as a football club. He understands balance, structure, freedom within discipline. He understands that identity comes before ideology. But even Carrick cannot fix everything. Above him still sits a board that has failed manager after manager, a structure that pulls in different directions. And until that is resolved, even the clearest vision risks being temporary. So this story doesn't end with certainty. It ends with possibility. Michael Carrick didn't arrive to save Manchester United. He arrived to remind them who they were supposed to be. Calm, intelligent, aggressive when it matters. Not loud, not chaotic, just effective. They said he was just an interim. They said the job was too big. But sometimes the right man isn't the loudest voice in the room. Sometimes he's the one who's been watching quietly all along.